Oh no! Did not pay attention. That is tragic. What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders Awakened and my Rift Mode playthrough on my alt. Now, as you saw in the little intro there, oh yeah, I had a tragedy. I came in waiting for a Wave 5 Ogre, was not paying attention. Ogre came in Wave 4, I didn't notice at all, and it wrecked me right over at that core. Now, we're going to give this another whirl here. We are in Dark Elf Warrior territory now, as we know from the last episode. Dark Elves are going to be coming all the way from Wave 1, so I've got to find a way to hide from them. Now, although I did get a few upgrades last map, more importantly, I achieved levels that allowed me to equip some of those upgrades I was already sitting on, so I'm looking a little bit better. I didn't go with that weapon. The reason being is to have it put out more damage than this one that I got from the very first map or second map. I would have to upgrade it, and then the range on it is so short, I'm just really worried about it. But here is a look at the stats on my EV. Everything, of course, dumped full on into power. Taking a look at my Aura Monk stats, looks like I got 4 more points to spend there. I've got things pretty evenly between power and range, with a few points put into Fortify. I think these 4 we're going to dump right into power and continue to jack that number up. On the Huntress, we are split pretty evenly. I don't have anything into rate yet. I do think it's probably time to start thinking about rate, though, as I've got a decent amount of stat on Fortify and power. Range could always use more. But, you know what, let's just go 4 more points into range. Now, the Apprentice. I haven't been using the Apprentice much, but I think my Apprentice is getting really close to being ready to go. So, pretty close between power, range, and rate. I believe these 4 points are going to go directly into power. And then, once again, on the EV, everything full-blown into power. Now, let's see. What do we start off with here? We are starting off with 350 mana. We are going to start this bad boy off with a little spawn camp right here at the bottom. We're just going to go with that big ol' 5DUX of proton beams to get us through Wave 1 here. So just going to go something just like that. Now, taking a look over at these sides, we've got multiple lanes. However, with the exception of the flyers, we can cut the lanes down to just 2 areas, right here and right here. So this choke point, of course, is super tight right here. I'm going to go ahead and go up as far as I can that way. It looks like it's like the second stair from the top. We'll go full on 5DU as well. And we'll put another Proton Beam X right here just to get us through this very first wave. Now over here, the path is a little bit wider. And one thing I noticed, if you spread your Proton out too wide, it seems like it misses quite a bit of that double coverage. So here what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put 3 proton beams. Actually, let's go 2 proton beams in the middle. We're going to make these 4DU proton beams. I'm going to put them relatively close to each other. And then we're going to put 2 more proton beams, 4DU, right next to those. But we're going to have these cross over and cover a little bit wider stretch of lane, hoping that we get double coverage out of it somewhere. Now, I do know that the Wave 4 Ogre is going to be coming from the bottom, so I kind of want to put more power into the lower end of the map. However, I know it's coming now, since I just refuse to pay attention, and I'm going to have to keep an eye out for it. Now, the big challenge on this map, of course, is the flyers. The flyers are the real deal. This is the little hidey hole of choice that I've chosen to hide from Dark Elf Warriors, and sadly, until I either level up a Squire or just find a better weapon, which I think is going to take getting to Act 3, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure how I'm going to contend with them yet. So right now, the plan is hide. Run and hide. Now we've got, ooh, I got yeeted by a flyer of all things. Holy crap, I gotta get that flyer down first. Then we can get this flyer down. And if you fall off your little pedestal there, don't sweat it. The Dark Elf Warriors actually have a hard time getting to you. So, no big deal there. Alright, now let's see. What do we want to do? Now, we know we got an ogre coming in wave 4 down below. However, what do I want to do? Let's see. It's such a tough call. I think I'm going to go with the old Ensnare Electric Aura combo on each of the ground lanes. But then I want to see what I have left. I can use any help I can get with the flyers, no doubt. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but the flyers are coming in exceptionally fast. So I kind of really want to have an Ensnare on them, but on the same note, they're just going to need a Strength Drain too. Or can we go without it? I'm not sure. Let's just get the ground lanes done for now, and we will figure that out here in just a moment. I think I probably can survive the flyers killing manually one more wave. Actually, we got 284 mana left, so maybe, just maybe, let's try it. Let's try it without an Electric Aura, and that's going to free up a little bit more DU for down below. I think that's going to free up like 16 DU. Or no, it'll be 15 DU, not using a Strength Drain here. So let's see, we'll throw an Ensnare and an Electric Aura. Now, anything that comes in that's immune to electric damage, of course, for these flyers, they're just going to fly right through completely undamaged. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out for those. See, that leaves me 14 DU left total. I can jack that lower lane up a little bit more to handle any sort of Ogre Travesties that might come my way. But let's go ahead and go one more wave, collect up the mana, see what we can do. I am going to continue to hide from the Dark Elf Warriors. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, for the remainder of this playthrough, I will no longer be playing on hardcore. The reason being is I just expect to get owned by the Dark Elf Warriors. I mean, I know that just about every map there's a solid chance I'm going to die. So, with that in mind, I'm not going to play with hardcore on. I've actually developed some opinions on what I think starters should do. I'll definitely have that completely thought through. I don't think starting right out in Rift mode like this is a smart idea for anyone starting the game. I don't think the level of challenge that it added gave any more enjoyment or gave you a real advantage. The amount of XP difference is very, very slight, and the gear, the problem I found is any good pieces of gear I've just not been able to equip, you know, so I haven't been able to use the gear anyway. Alright, so we got 14 left. What do we want to do? Part of me wants to go crazy with it. Well, let's do it. Let's overlap a couple of beams right here, full length. And we'll give that ogre a nice long lane to march through with these protons. Now I'm gonna lose the Ensnare Aura there. I tell you what, we'll add yet another one. A 4 DU beam right down the middle here where it's still in the Ensnare Aura. That way we can get as much damage out on these ogres as possible right up front. Now, I do feel like I should be dumping any mana I get into the flyer lanes. It may not seem like it, but the challenge on this map is 100% the flyers, no doubt. Not freeing up enough DU to throw in some Strength Drain Auras here hurts just a touch. I think, let's just go right into these though. So we'll hit that one. I'll hit that one as well, and I'm just going to save. Actually, we can snag this mana up. Is that going to be enough for another upgrade? That's actually one more upgrade right there. Let's throw it, actually let's throw it on this one. It seems like this particular Electric Aura can use the most help. Now, additionally, I could have maybe saved a little DU and added in some buff beams instead. Get those overclock beams going. But you figure the overclock beams... Actually, you know what? Is that what I want to do? I almost feel like that's a better idea than these having these 4 in the middle, or this 4DU in the middle, for this ogre lane anyway. Let's get rid of that one, and instead go like this. I really think I'm going to get more benefit out of that than I will having that extra proton there. So let's go ahead and check it out. I'm going to make my way back up to my little hidey hole here, and then we will let it fly. They can, periodically, the Dark Elf Warriors can get up onto the roof, but I've not had any come up here and hit me yet. So that's a plus. Get a little damage into Mr. Flappy Bird there. Oh, we actually got a kill prior to the electric aura. One more even. Very, very nice. Now those guys, gosh, they're coming in so darn fast. That guy just blasted right on through too. I'm waiting until they hit the ensnare aura because they are coming in so quick. And then I gotta remember next wave. Next wave, it's on because I'm gonna have to go down to the bottom to deal with the ogre. And oh man, I'm scared. The Dark Elf Warriors are gonna get me. Alright, we got a few bads left, but the bulk of the pack seems like it's burning off fine. It seems like a couple of these Gobus are rounding the corner a little sharp and maybe either missing or just barely catching that proton beam here on this spot. And we got another Delph here. See, sadly, you can't just, like, kite them over to the protons or whatever like I'm doing with the ogres, as they won't do any damage to them. As soon as they get over to smacking on the core that they can't damage either, it seems to help out a bit. Oh, and we got one more down here. Now, this guy made it up, but he's not going to be able to get to me. Since I'm playing my hiding game here. Still unsure what I'm going to do yet. What do you guys think? Should I go back and level a Squire? I mean, I almost think that would be potentially the easiest route. Alright, and there we go. So, let's see. I know that the ogre's coming, so I want to get all of the upgrades I can into the lower lane. I just want to repair up here. So let's just throw a quick repair on everything up top here. And then down below, I'm going to sink all of the mana. I'm hoping the Wave 5 ogre comes from the same lane, but I'm not really sure what lane he's going to come from. I kind of thought he would actually come from up here. That's why one of the reasons I went so big in this area. Alright, so we got 1,000 DU to spend down there. That's pretty good. And how do we want to do it? Well, we want to start off by upgrading that and repairing that. Let's hit 2 upgrades on each of these proton beams. Ooh, that only left me enough for one more up on the overclock. We can hit both of these protons anyway. And that is going to be a lot of damage that ogre is going to have to survive through. So basically my plan here is to ignore the ogre, but keep an eye on the ogre. So I want to watch the ogre's health. Obviously, if it makes it through, I'm going to need to intervene. But I'm hoping it doesn't make it through all that. So we will find out. Ogre coming. That's wave 4. So I'm just going to keep an eye on the attack map and see when it's popping out down there. Try to get just as much of an assist into these flyer lanes as possible until we get to that point. I just almost feel like it's even pointless just to shoot at that one. I actually hit him a couple times. The projectile speed is just horrid. Okay, the ogre just dropped. So he was there and he died. So that worked. I like it. Looks like we might actually kill this Dark Elf Warrior. Wow. So doing a little better than I expected. Now, like I said, it's going to be where does the ogre come from next wave. If the ogre comes from this area down to this lane, I think I'll be fine. If he comes down below, I think I'll be fine. If he goes anywhere else, I'm in trouble. Looks like the flyers are getting handled without the strength drain aura, so you know, RNG's a factor there too, if the enemy has the electric immunity or not. Alright, nothing left but the Dark Elf Warriors, so little by little we will take them down. And there we go. Alright, so we got Wave 5 coming up. Now, down below did really good. It melted that ogre, so that is a huge, huge plus. So I'm going to leave it alone down here now. I'm just going to throw some repairs on everything. You know what? Do I want to hit the buff beam one more time? Let's hit the buff beam one more time. And then I'm going to leave that area alone. Well, let's see up top here. What do we want to do for wave number 5? Man, it's debatable. I mean, there's certainly nothing wrong with upgrading your air defense more, because they're coming in hot. There's no doubt. Well, we might as well hit these proton beams and that electric aura as well. And that is that going to leave me enough for anything? I may not be able to upgrade anything else. Let's see here. Looks like all this stuff is level 1 still. Let's hit that electric aura, at least 400. We can throw one upgrade on each of these beams. So there we go. I like it. That hopefully will hold out, and let's see how it goes for the 5th and final wave here. Back to the hidey hole. Right, we got a rifted flyer there. And they're finally starting to come in from this side. Got one right on top of me. 2 right on top of me. Oh no! Almost dead. Now, since I turned hardcore off, I guess it wouldn't have been the end of the world. Now, ogres, ogres, ogres. Still, I think it's still going to be a 1 ogre operation. I'm not sure. We're going to have to see. These flyers have just got to go. Now, you know, the Squire makes for some pretty beast mode flyer defense as well. You got to give him that. And another ogre down below. He melted, so I think we might be good. I think the ogre-liciousness has been... the thirst has been quenched. Let's see, let's just prepare on these flyers. Alright, flyers are down. Oh, actually they're not. They're close. We got more this way? Nope, no more that way. Dark Elf Warriors, such a pain. They're really the main challenge. They've been the main challenge almost the entirety of the game so far, all the way back into beta. So Chromatic definitely likes their Dark Elf Warriors. They want them good and mean. As, you know, back in Insane mode, then in Nightmare mode, the initial challenge was always dealing with the Dark Elf Warriors. And the same goes right now in Rift mode, no doubt. And what, we had a mage, or no, we got one more Delph here. Where's he at? He's trying. See if I can get an angle on him from up here. Oh, he made it up. Sneaky is sneaky. It looks like he completely takes me off the radar as soon as I came up here. So maybe that's why they were going to the core earlier as well. But there we go. Another notch into this Rift mode playthrough. So let's take a look and see what our fusion weapon is here. We know it's going to be a flamethrower. Where's it at? Oh, actually, it's an apprentice weapon this time. It's a great quality one, which is quite unfortunate. But there we go. I see something else. What was that? Ooh, there we go. We got us a nice skeleton mask. 2 vitality, 4 power. I think that needs to go right here, right? That's pretty good stuff, so we'll take that one for sure. But that will do it for this episode. Thanks an absolute ton. I do appreciate all the support everyone has given me over the years, and look forward to putting out lots more Dungeon Defenders content in the future, no doubt. So thanks again, y'all, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.